This is Talk That Talk podcast with Ben
and Tiff. Find us on YouTube at The Loftons and Anchor.fm at Talk That Talk The Loftons. Click on all the links below to shop with us, follow us, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now let's get to the conversation.
So today we're going to discuss our vacation. And the reason why we talk about a vacation is I'm pretty sure anybody in a relationship, especially when you've been in one for a long time, that vacation is needed. And not just you have vacations with the kids, and that's not the same. I'm sure I don't need to explain that. This was one of our, this wasn't our first, but this was our vacation alone in how many years without the kids?
I believe since either 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
It was pre-COVID. We knew that. So, I mean, COVID's been going on now since 2019. So, of course, we haven't done anything alone. Yeah.
And it was our first cruise. So
our first cruise ever in life. Yeah. Mind you, we good and grown.
Yeah.
And I think we never even had a discussion. Well, yes, we did, because when we first were dating or talking, as they say, we said, when we talked about cruising, you were against it. Like, you was always against going on a cruise.
Yeah, because black people in water don't do too well. Black people in water and big boats don't do too well.
That's such a stigma now that them days are so far gone, babe. Like,
yeah, all right, well.
So I think shout out to my sister-in-law, his sister, who she came over one day and she was talking to us about it, and then we just made a decision like, fuck, just do it. I think if you've seen a lot of our videos of the things we go through personally in our personal marriage or with my health and stuff like that, like, we needed a moment. Like, we needed a time, because it has been a while since we traveled alone. And I think we needed a reconnection point. And we've said before that we were going to try to do these. Let me start back. In the beginning of our relationship, we're talking about 10 years ago, we said every year for our anniversary, we were going to make it our business to take an anniversary trip.
That ain't happening.
How many anniversary trips have we had in 10 years?
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. This is probably...
And this is the third one.
Yeah, this is probably our third or fourth, no. Yeah, third. This is probably our third in 10 years.
This is the third.
And of course, because of life and things that have happened in our relationship, that we have not put that as an importance. It kind of sat on the back burner. And then this year it was like, this is our 10 years together. Like, we have to do something. And then that's when the cruise. So
what you got from the cruise? Not just for the cruise, but just a vacation.
I was tired as hell. I don't know what it was, but it's just like...
I know what it was.
What was it?
We
ain't no spring chickens, is what we ate.
Yeah, that's what it is. But that, I think too that time on the cruise, all that rest we got was also like kind of us being on a cruise and not be able to be in contact with everybody. Like, because I kind of first went through that first period of, I can't call the children like I want to. Mm-hmm. I can't go where I want to like I want to. I can't call nobody and check on this or that or see about this or that. I'm just out there. It's just me and her out there on this dang boat.
Yeah.
On this ship floating in the water.
Yeah.
So I guess that too, kind of like after that settled, was like, there's no need for me to keep trying to stress myself about it because I can't control any of this that's going on anyway.
Yeah, I think from the anxiety part, first of all, we had to get a balcony. Let's start there. Because I think the anxiety for both of us is to be in a closed room with no window, no nothing. That was an automatic no. We had to be able to see the ocean. Not that we could jump out and swim away, but I think the anxiety of our spirit and to be settled so we can be fine on this cruise for 3 days. It was only a 3-day cruise. We can't do no more in 3 days. I think we realized that.
No.
3 days is our limit.
That's the max.
Yeah. So with the 3 days, we needed a balcony in order to be sane and be able to see out and breathe air and stuff like that.
And just in case I had to jump off there with her to make it.
Okay, Benjamin. However, packed like a week prior.
I can appreciate it.
I was ready to go. Like, but to be excited, I was watching videos, I was doing research, I was doing all type of stuff of this particular ship that we went on. And I just wanted to know. I didn't want to be blindsided. And I mean, I didn't know the feeling, but to say that we had to get a full disconnect from the world, like, it was a different feeling to just, be in the middle of the world, like the middle of the ocean.
But yeah, it was just like I had told somebody I work with. I said I had the good thing about just vacations, period, is that, especially when you've been with somebody for a while and you got so much going on with kids and work and stuff, it got me to the feeling like I had to remember, like, we used to date.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't always the children's dad, like, I was out there and we used to date. Like,
you went out there when we were dating, let's be clear. When you say out there.
Not like that. I mean, like,
okay.
Come on, man, you know what I mean. Like,
No, say your words correct now, because,
Like, the whole point was, we used to date. It didn't used to be so much worrying about, well, if this done, if that's done, or am I need to be here? What's going on with this kid? What they doing here? Is the teacher going to call me about this? Or did they finish their homework and all that type of stuff? And like, more of you just being just somebody else to finish up work that I haven't finished, or you finishing up something with the kids or in the house that.
Well, I think overall,
that's not done.
Yeah, parenting took over our life when we got married and when children came involved. And I think our marriage is what kind of set a little bit to the back burner. And I think these are things we're starting to, how do you want to say, we getting back into our marriage in a way? Like, not that it was falling or failing, but I think it was more of a reconnecting.
Yeah, you need a refresher.
Yeah.
Like,
and we had a refresher. Remember, the last time we went out of town was a refresher.
Yeah, but it was so far in between. But you still, but then even with that, we were still able to call the kids.
Yeah.
And to hear from them and still have some type of control. This here, it took all that out of there. Like, this, you can't call like you want unless you want to pay that high fee, and I wasn't. You can't figure. You can't really see what they doing or nothing like that. It's like you have to trust in the people that you said they're gonna be with. They fine, and enjoy yourself and relax. So I think that's what it was. Like, we needed that refresher, especially after COVID and everything that's been going on. We've been inside, so we needed that time to be like. That was the first time that we were like really chilling and relaxing and doing.
Yeah, still on our toes, because our first stop was. What was our first stop? The Caribbean.
Yeah, that was our first.
And not known, it's a lot of the unknown. I'm very cautious about the sun and what the sun does to me, about being fully hydrated, or I'm sure he was overly worried of how the sun was going to affect us, because we knew we were going to be walking. Like, we weren't going to do an excursion. We were not going to rent any ATVs or taxi anything. We said we were going to walk.
I don't trust everybody.
Yeah, but we didn't anticipate how long the walk was going to be. And
but it wasn't the walk. So we went to Nassau and we walked to a restaurant, and it was far away from the ship, but it wasn't a bad experience to go on the walk and just to walk and get the little exercise or what have you and see the scenery and stuff. It wasn't a bad thing like that.
I mean, I think we kind of, after we went and we ate and we were sitting at the restaurant, we knew we had to walk back.
Yeah,
that's when it was like, man,
and eat,
damn.
Anytime you sit somewhere and eat, you don't feel like going.
Yeah, but at that moment, I think I was contemplating trying to see how we can get a taxi. I think those are things that was going in my head. Like, I gotta walk all the way back to the port. It's hot out here, and I had my little fan around my neck, so that kind of helped the process. But I was a stove cone G. Wasn't I, babe? Wasn't I a G? Why you looking like that?
Man, you were walking.
So what, babe? But you know what that does. Come on now. You know the past. And
you did.
Being out in the sun with me is not.
You
the
did
best.
do better than I anticipated.
Shame the devil. I know I did good. I'll pat myself on the back for that one.
Because someone is a field Negro and someone is a house one. It ain't.
Whatever. I did good. So to do that, I think we were already tired. Day 2. Now day 1 was you got to check in. You got the boat ain't leaving till hours, and then we learning our process and where we go. Do we keep our luggage with us? Do we give our luggage to the bag people? And we decided to keep our luggage. So we learning. We're newbies in this. And day 1, we went to dinner. It was cool. We met some good elders who was sitting next to us.
I think that's the thing about the trip too. We ran into a not even just them, the people at the dinner, the lady who told me about when I dropped my wallet, and then even the girls who gave the massage out there on the beach. Like the experiences were still good. It wasn't like we kept running into people with bad vibes, even though they were out there.
Yeah.
Like we did kind of bump into some of them, but like whatever the case was, either we did not pay them no attention or they just were taken away somewhere else. They didn't stay in our atmosphere for long.
Well, I'm just going to give it to God, all 100% of us being fresh and new to this experience and having those little small angels who came and gave us information and advice to help us along those 3 days. I mean, for that, we just got to be grateful that those people were there. They didn't have to say anything to us. They didn't have to give us any information about cruising or anything. But just to have those people who just walked in our life just for that small period was impactful. Then, like, those are things we're going to remember in those people. We're going to remember from the room attendant to the girl singing in the buffet part. Like, I'm probably gonna be singing that song to our kids about washing their hands and things like that. But it's a memorable situation. But what we took from it was
take a vacation.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, are we gonna do it again?
Yeah, we'll. I don't know. We might go on a cruise anytime soon, but
we're not gonna wait another 10 years, Benjamin,
to go on a cruise.
Yes, babe.
No, we ain't gotta wait that long to go on a cruise, but to go on a vacation, we definitely ain't gonna wait that long.
No.
I mean, we ain't gonna wait a couple of years. Because the thing too is you don't know how much longer you got to go anywhere to do what you want to do or what's going to come about to slow it down. Because like you say, when we first got together, we figured, shoot, with the money we make and high lifestyle, it don't going here and there every now and then shouldn't be a big issue.
Yeah.
And I look, and then that's the thing too. It's not always a money issue.
No,
why you can't go? You just get so caught up in your life and what you're doing, and you look around. You say, "Well, dang, I was supposed to have did that," and it's 3 years later.
Yeah, and you forget. Like those things don't even be in a sense of importance on your brain. But I think at this moment when we say we're gonna do it, shit, we're gonna do it. Like we're not gonna sit here and keep waiting. We're not gonna make any excuses as to why. We put the plan into place. We gave these babysitters on call. And we went and did it. But guys have advice on longer.
But they gotta stop a lot. Like for me, I gotta at least stop and be able to stop and then get in the car and drive just to feel like I went somewhere.
Well, babe, on those longer cruises you can, but then you gotta rent it. Like you gotta.
Yeah, I'm fine, but I can't keep going and then. I don't like people telling me what to do. I gotta go. I gotta get off and come back. It's so
structured. Like a cruise is very structured.
You gotta be back, even though we were back early, but still, you still got it back in your mind. Man, I just gave y'all money. Now you trying to tell me what time I gotta get back on the boat? I don't want y'all to leave me. But dang, man, like.
Well, babe, they have a schedule, and you have to go with their itinerary. Because everyone, I have an itinerary. We have itineraries in our personal life, so.
And I know them from time to time.
However. This time, he had to follow someone else's itinerary outside of his wife.
Yeah.
And that probably irked him.
I traded one for another.
A bigger wife. And a boat. Oh, sorry, a ship. You had to learn the difference of, these verbiages.
Man, it's a boat.
Of ship, boat, vessel,
and all
cruise,
those
whatever.
People in that, in that community cruise industry, like my sister, is for you. It's a boat. I don't
whatever.
know.
Our hats off to those who
Oh
worked.
yeah, they were nice. The people,
Yeah,
the people were nice on that. You know, even though
It was a great experience with the people. You
Yeah.
know, we felt well taken care of. Our room was clean. It didn't matter how many times we walked out of the room. By the
yeah,
time
you
we
was
came
cleaning the room
back,
too much.
yeah, the room was clean every single time. We can appreciate that.
I told him, hey man, you ain't got to clean this room no more.
Yeah, I think that started like, Lord, how many times you gonna come in the room
Yeah, man,
and clean the
You
room?
ain't got to clean the room too much, man.
It's just I think of someone being in our personal, someone being that close to our personal type of situation.
Come on now. I mean, work is work. You know,
Yeah.
you want to do what you're supposed to do, but I understand too. Like sometimes, man, you don't want to do it. So I'm like, hey, man, look, I ain't gonna be the one to tell on you if you don't clean this room every time I come out of here. You good? Don't come clean this room no more. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like you chill for a minute. This is the last day. Like relax.
Yeah, so
They clean the
it
room
was a
every day.
very welcoming situation from the staff on the ship itself. And where did we go? Second day we went to Coco Cay.
So obviously we went on. Dang, I forgot the name. We went.
The ship was called Freedom of the Seas.
No, but the company, man.
Oh, Royal Caribbean.
Obviously,
Yes, we went on Royal
We
Caribbean.
went with Royal. We did not go. And this it was a good experience for the first one. We might try out somebody on the next go.
Well, we know
around.
the next go around the children have to go. So
Yeah, so that might be a Disney cruise.
yeah, because telling them and showing them pictures and seeing their little face with and seeing how when we gave them to their babysitters for the weekend and they kept saying, I want to go with you. We talking about an 8 and a 10-year-old, but it was, I want to go with you. And we have to tell them, listen, let mommy and daddy experience this first. Let us understand what we're going to get you into.
Let us get some time without y'all.
No, that's not what we're going to say to them, Benjamin.
That's what we was thinking.
No, but we're not gonna tell the children
We
that.
need a vacation from y'all little butt too for a little bit.
No, we're not going to tell them that. We're going to just give them the downgraded version of let us
They know they
experience
did.
it first, and
They-
then we
they
will
know.
get you guys on it the next
Especially
go
my son. He know his daddy.
Yeah,
Daddy, you want to go by yourself? Yes, I do.
yeah.
This
But
time.
our daughter, no, she's very clingy.
No, that dang girl is like a koala bear. She
Yeah.
and you a tree, she on you.
Yeah, she to hear her
Everywhere.
saying she gonna be without her parents for 3 days, baby.
Yeah.
Like you speaking another language to that girl.
Mhm.
But she survived, and we know that she can survive 3 days without her
Yeah,
parents.
she survived, and then she said she don't want to do it again.
No, she said she don't want to do it again because she wants to be with us if we go on a cruise. So,
But newsflash, it may happen again.
oh, it's gonna happen again because guess what? These kids do get old.
Yeah.
They gonna get older. They gonna have their moments that they can be left alone. That we don't have to be with them
So-
every single second of the moment. And I think our anxiety too that we're okay when they get a little older. That you and I can, we had our kids late, so shit. We didn't have our kids young. That they're already teenagers at our age. They're young. They're babies. So we have to deal with what this life is giving us right now.
So we getting in here to wrap this up to say, even if you don't think the vacation needed, you don't know until you go.
No. And I guess whatever your personal situation is within your relationship or your marriage, I mean, if it's somebody out there, I know there's plenty like us who let life come ahead of, I guess, our reconnecting and keeping our reconnection fresh. We have conversations all the time, but that's in-house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just in our bed before we go to bed or throughout the day or text messaging or whatever those communication is. But to remove yourself out of your comfort zone and take yourself away with your significant other can help in your
Yeah, 'cause
situation.
even like a little short trip, even if
Yeah.
you
A road trip, if it's
Yeah.
not even a
go,
cruise.
just even in a day, if you go to
Yeah, a
the
daycation.
next city
Yeah.
and find some restaurant, you go there and come back in a day.
Yeah.
That ride, if it's an hour, 2 hours away or what have you, that ride that little time away do something.
It gives you a little refresher, and I think in some way, babe, if I can be honest, I don't think I ever told you this since we came back from this cruise that
If you happen and this is where you're gonna expose it.
yeah, I like to tell you, look, you're wiping her eyes, please, as I say this. As I wanted to tell you, I don't know why I forgot to tell you, but of course, ways of life run my brain.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to say that I think during a cruise, when I'm watching you get dressed and I'm looking at you and your stature, and of course, you always know you have presence when you walk into a room, so people see you.
Mm-hmm.
I felt honored to be your wife or to know that you are connected to me in a way. I don't know. In some way, I kind of felt maybe the refresher did work because I felt like I felt in love all over again. If that makes sense.
That old attraction. That's just
I think that old attraction, that old attraction.
When you got
so why you didn't tell me that then?
I told you look good.
You say that all the time. I look good right now.
Well,
like you say that every day. That's a common thing. But I'm just saying, though, at that moment.
Well, at least I said.
Yes, Benjamin, I appreciate it. But I'm saying you didn't tell me, like.
I did tell you. I said, man, you look real good tonight.
Okay, babe, but that's like something you always say. What I just told you right now is something I've never said to you before.
It's somebody looking at this screen right now, which somebody just said one time. Not
I said thank you. I didn't say that I was unappreciative of your comment, but that's just like a normal comment I hear all the time. You feel like who? Steph who?
Curry.
Why?
Think about it.
I ain't looking for nothing, Benjamin. From no one or nobody.
It ain't enough for me.
No, it's
say it every day, all the time.
No, you do, baby. But what I'm saying is, I just
and to show it.
You know what I mean when I'm just saying the moment of that cruise and what it gave you from your feelings for me, if it was different from the norm that I hear all the time, is what I'm saying. And what I'm saying to you, that my norm is not saying I felt like I fell in love with you all over again. On this cruise, like this was a form of a refresher. Like if rain came down,
you trying to backpedal.
And then here I am giving you a comment, and you gonna try to take my comment away. I'm trying to be very serious with you.
Yeah, because when I said you look good, you try to chop mine down like it wasn't good enough. Because I said
Benjamin,
every day.
It's always good enough, but it's always every day too. So it's
this
like
conversation turned into something else.
We still talking about refreshing.
We're gonna need to go on a cruise again.
Well, yes, we do need to go on a cruise.
We're gonna need to go on a vacation again in a minute after this one.
We are gonna need what we said, baby. We said this from day one, and we have not been able to do this. Oh, I'm not gonna say we've not been able because we have many opportunities to do it. We don't put forth the effort to date. We don't, and we don't. So if this cruise brought us back, what you just said in the beginning of this conversation was you remember that we dated at a moment, and dated means. When we went out and did our thing in the middle of the night, well, of course we can't do that right now because we have children. So I'm talking about when we used to go play
in the middle of the night.
When we used to go play pool in the middle of the night, like we used to go out to eat. We used to. What are you talking about, Benjamin?
Where you trying to go with this?
All I'm saying is,
and we used to.
Whatever. See, you hear the words. All this used to. We can start refreshing.
We still go out to eat.
We don't do it as often when we said we was dating. We said we're going to get back to that moment when we were dating. That means we're going to make it a responsibility of ourselves.
So we're going to get back to everything the way like it
No,
was.
so we say everything. We say.
Oh.
Like, what is you talking about? You going somewhere else.
That's all dating.
However, we're going to learn how to date again. Not learn, but we're going to get back to it. We know how to date. We just have to get back to it. We have to make it a priority in our life. And we can't let the ways of life between children and marriage, not marriage, but work or family get in the way of that. So I guess that's our viewpoint on our 10-year celebration.
Go and take that vacation.
Yeah.
Take that ride or that cruise or that flight. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you be waiting for the perfect opportunity. You be like, what that cartoon called, Up.
Yeah. Yeah. And this was not our perfect opportunity at all. We just said, we're going to do it. Like, it didn't matter the circumstances. We'll deal with it when we get home. We'll deal with it prior. But we're going to do it. And it worked out for us that we felt refreshed when we came back. So it was needed. So we know that it worked. And I'm not going to say, like you said, a cruise, a drive, whatever that refresher is for you in your relationship, and you feel that is necessary, put it into action, man. Because like my husband say, today is only today. You have no idea what tomorrow may be. And if you feel that is necessary in your spirit, do it, man. Like, why not? Just go do it.
Be gone.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys listening to us tell you about our 10-year anniversary trip on our first cruise ever.
Take your vacation.
Yeah, take your vacation. Check us out on all social media platforms. Get to know us more on all of our other videos. Until next time, we appreciate y'all for listening.
If you like my Mommy and Daddy podcast, click here for more.